was a very interesting debate today. It's clear, I think, for everyone that lobbying is fundamental to a democratic system. Policy decision makers and policy advisors need to hear from NGOs, think tanks, businesses and others. Brussels is absolutely vital. It's the capital of Europe. It represents the EU 28 member countries. I think that's why you're finding over time more and more lobbyists are coming to Brussels. More and more legislation is being created, so it makes sense that there would be more lobbyists here.
I think Brussels is a place where lobbying works because of the transparency and because of the realization between the lobbyists and those being lobbied, that they need each other. Those being lobbied need to get information from those affected by legislation, and I think that works quite well.
Brussels is indeed the second place in the world with the most lobbyists per square meter, if you can say so. It is the center of decision of the European Union, so this is the place to be if you are a lobbyist. We think that this kind of organizations or events, they do help a lot the debate and make clear for everyone who does what and who stands for what. Well, today we need to transmit that lobby is part of the democratic process. Not everyone knows what is the importance of the role of a lobbyist, and every time that we can, we use this opportunity to transmit this idea that lobbyists are indeed part of this democratic process.
Yes, there is a lack of transparency in Brussels. At the moment, there is almost no information on what happens behind closed doors, and that needs to change. It needs to change through better rules, and these rules need to be followed.
And I regret very much that lobbying still has a kind of myth about it. Is it something that is legitimate? Is it something that is part of the process? And I would clearly say, yes, it is. It is a vehicle for information, it is a vehicle for discussion, and it's a vehicle for democracy, in my view. If we shed more light on what lobbying actually means, I would hope and I would believe that it will be more acceptable and it will become more a natural part of what's happening in democracies.
Everyone has a lot to contribute to this transparency, but definitely for sure the industries who represent their own self-interest and their own sort of money that goes into their own pockets, that is a problem because that is not the interests of the citizens.
All those people who want to influence and shape policy need to be registered, and there shouldn't be any carve-outs depending on who you are. It's what you do and a code of conduct which is most important. It's really, really important that we're made a bit clearer about who's meeting who and when and what topics are discussed.